First, you need to boil some water. We're going to fill this up about halfway, and then we're going to boil it, bring it to a boil, add the cornstarch, and let it thicken. The water is boiling, so we're going to get our cornstarch, which doesn't matter what kind of cornstarch you have. This is Argo, really doesn't matter. This one was about $2.29. Okay, you're just going to gently put some in and whisk at the same time. It will clump up, but that is okay. So, maybe put in about a 1/4 cup. Okay, I've brought the pot outside and set it in the shade so that it can cool off faster. You'll notice it is slightly clumpy. That's okay. We're not making gravy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It will thicken up. So we're going to set it out here for about a half an hour and see how much it's cooled off. Okay, you'll also need some newspaper. We have a big box here. I would recommend not tearing it up until you're ready because it tends to fly away and get messy. We also have some large balloons that I purchased at a party store. You can also get those balloons that have the rubber band tied to them and they're meant to be like a toy. They sell those in drugstores. I find it's about, averages out to like $1 a balloon. Okay, so it's finally cooled down. You can add a couple ice cubes if it's, it's not cool yet. I also put it in a different container. So now what we're going to do is we have our newspaper, we have our balloons. We're going to blow up the balloon. Like I said, I got these at a party store. So I glue it up. You don't want to blow it up all the way. The bigger you make it, the more paper layers you're going to have to put on it. So I've also brought out this, which makes a good holder. You're going to find that once you start putting the layers on, it becomes top-heavy. It's going to fall over. So this is a nice base. Put it on. Now we're going to go ahead. We have the paper. We're going to go ahead and tear some sheets about 1 inch wide. Okay. I like to do them as I go so they don't blow away. It's a good idea to do this outside on a sunny day when it can dry, or make sure you have a fan. Okay, so just kind of squeegee the excess. One on. It's a good idea too to use bright colors, just so you can, when you're finally finished, you should not be able to see any of the balloon at all. I'm trying to see through this one to see. So I kind of go back and forth, kind of on right angles, until we get this whole area covered. Breaks. It's easiest too if you smooth it down just right at the beginning. At the end we'll be able to smooth it out, but it just helps do it nice. Okay, so now if you work your way around completely twice, covering it at least twice, you're good for something this size. I went all the way around just because I'm not sure how far down I want it to go. If you know about, you want either a wider, meaning it would come down further, you could stop maybe around here. I went all the way around. Okay, so now what we're going to do to make it extra strong. This will dry by itself and be hard, but I'm going to go ahead and just paint another layer on with, it's just like 50-50 water and glue. Maybe more like 2/3 water, 1/3 glue. Just paint this on just white glue. Okay, now that you have your head, it's all dry. A good tip too is to put it indoors. You don't want it to get cold. The air will become denser and the balloon will shrink, and then it can lead to wrinkles, which could be a cool effect if you're going for that. So put it somewhere warm. I am going to, where did my scissors go? I'm going to cut the bottom, which is right here, and the balloon will pop. Hopefully your head will not collapse in on itself. Alright, now I'm going to cut a hole for my head. And then pull this out. Some of these pieces. Alright. So you want to make sure it's big enough to fit over your head. And then we'll put some foam inside to adjust it so it sits properly. So let's see how this looks. That looks pretty good. So now we're going to cut some eyes and we're going to add the ears. So a lot of times I make it so you can see out of the mouth. I don't know if I'm going to have a mouth on this one. It's going to be a rabbit, so it's going to have really big teeth. Let's go ahead and see which I want to be the front, what side I want to be the front. You know, probably pick the best looking side. And then you're going to cut some eyes. I'm doing kind of like half circle eyes. You want to cut them first because we're going to paint and it'll make the edges look better. Alright, and then I'll cut a mouth. We'll worry about the teeth later, which I'm going to make out of cardboard. Nice big wide mouth. Okay, so now you have basic face. Now we're going to add the ears, and I've cut some ears out of cardboard. Now what I've done is I've taken it and I've kind of rolled it so it looks less stiff. Then what I'm going to do is this is a corrugated cardboard, so we're going to kind of strip the layers. About maybe 2 inches, say. Glue on your ears and tape them with the painter's tape, which we are going to take off. They still might be a little floppy, and that's okay, but I want mine to stand up straight. So this one I put a skewer in, and what I did was I put a hole going down first. Then I found that hole and put the skewer in. Now I want the skewer to go in between the 2 layers of the corrugated cardboard. Let's see. That's a little better. Might have to poke around a little bit. There we go. So that's good. And you can use as many as you want. Just be careful, don't poke yourself. While this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start painting. Another thought is that you can also use hot glue if you have a hot glue gun. Otherwise, you can do this method here and just wait for it to dry. It might take a little longer. Alright, so I'm just going to go around. This is just wall paint, acrylic, I'm not really sure, but it says ultimate durability. We're just going to do a nice white paint. And get inside all the creases just to make them nice. We're going to paint the whole outside and the inside just to give it more structure, kind of, you know, give it a little bit more water resistant since it is paper. So just keep doing that. Okay, now that your head is painted and dry, we're going to go ahead and add a few embellishments. We're going to do the nose, the mouth, and some bunny teeth. You probably can't see this, but I've drawn some here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them out. Once I cut them out, I'm going to prime them with the same paint that we used before, and then we're going to let them dry. Okay, here are my basic shapes. I have 2 circles for the cheeks, a nose, and some teeth. So I'm just going to put them together. Okay, now you can see that I've glued the shapes together. They're going to go about right here. So you got some cheeks, nose, and teeth. And then we're going to add some wire. You can use pipe cleaners. You can even use cardboard. But right now we're going to prime the cardboard. So just go ahead and paint this. Okay, now that we're letting our little face embellishments dry, we're going to go ahead and add some foam to the inside so that when you're wearing it, it doesn't drop. So here's a look inside, just so you can see what it looks like. There's mostly foam in the back so that it pushes it forward. Let me demonstrate what it looks like. So that's pretty secure. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint some of the embellishments. Let's see, we have the eyelashes, the nose, Let me just get something. Ideally, I should have painted the nose before I put it on here, but I didn't. So basically, you're going to have to kind of block that out. Now I'm going to just paint some happy little pinks on the inside of the ears. And now we are going to glue some of the whiskers on. You can also, if you're using corrugated cardboard, just kind of shove them into here, like that. I'm going to put a little glue in there first. Alright, now we're ready to glue on the nose. Voila! That looks like a pretty happy rabbit. And now you are ready to party!